Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan Fradenburgh, and I'm with my friend. We're both in commercial real estate, but everything is on the internet now. I'm with Parker Pursell. How you doing today, Parker?
Good, Dan. How you doing, brother?
I am fantastic. I'm going to send the challenge link to you. I know that it's going to have. So let me break this down for you. It's important to have something that makes you stand out in commercial real estate, but more important is the old know, like, and trust. And you're not really going to know. There should be a pop up or something with a challenge. It might be in the bottom right hand corner of your screen there, Parker. But
I don't see it.
okay, I might have to create a challenge link instead. But anyway, so there has to be some sort of gimmick in your personal branding and all that kind of fun and exciting stuff. And I might just edit all this out if I'm saying it all. But I'm an unrepentant multitasker, it seems. So let me also, if I hit this, notification settings, maybe if you refresh your page, you might see a notification somewhere. Maybe in the
Uh,
top left, or
is
maybe
it
I
going to
can.
be in my email?
It would be insidechess.com
Okay, let me see.
on the screen there.
Oh, I see.
Okay,
Hang on. Dang
rock and
it.
roll.
Where are you at?
Right,
It
and
was there.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And
there it is. Okay, I see it. Got it.
right, and one of the ideas that was going through my head, cool, here we go, and it looks like I'm starting out as white. But what I'm hoping for is I realize a lot of people, they'll talk numbers on their podcast. They'll talk about what I'd call ancient history, or pretending that they have a crystal ball and they don't. And that drives me crazy. Okay, so you weren't doing what I thought you were going to do. Okay, that's cool. Let's still do this. Um, so what I think is missing is the type of show where basically as somebody has a chance to show their true colors, and I think that when people are distracted, that that really fits the bill. But Parker, maybe you can first talk about. I can warm up a little bit. One of my favorite things about commercial real estate and being involved in syndications is the fact that you have an option outside of the stock market. You can basically choose the store of value, and you can have a little bit more choice out of it. And that's more, okay. And that's even more than when you've got like a matching 401k, things like that. Now, of course, I'm Canadian as well, so I also frequently trip over the different retirement plans and all that kind of stuff. But Parker, your company, to the best of my knowledge, it focuses on letting people free up their retirement savings into something where they have a little bit more control. Do you want to fill in the blanks or take over?
Yeah. So, where we began, like, I think most people know us as, we're a solo 401k provider. That's what we've been built on, but we specialize in the self-directed space. So there's really nothing that we can't do. We can broker out some other services for our members, but we've evolved and grown as a company. Uh, did I, is it your move or my move?
Yeah, it's my move. I'm thinking
Okay.
about it. I'm definitely, they call this being out of preparation. I'm out of preparation. It means I'm figuring out what to do about this situation. I don't run into many double fianchettos.
You're trying to
Fianchettos.
read me is what you're trying to do.
No, no, I'm definitely reading the position. I got a good idea of your level of practice. But yeah, but sorry, you were saying.
No, you're good. So, um, where we've really kind of, I'll say for the past while, we've gone, we'll just say B2C. Basically how the market views us as apples to apples with a lot of other providers, which just isn't true.
Hmm.
And, everybody's like, well, I'm different, I'm different. And like on some level, like when we first entered the market, we were first to come there, which is why a lot of people heard about us because in 2020 when the world blew up, like Damien was out marketing himself, hustling, like built a really cool thing, grew a really strong community. But as any industry happens, like a lot of people say, oh, there's opportunity here, which, there was. And we had other players come in, which then really kind of put us in a uh, position to, um, I think, figure out like how it is that we serve the market and our people and understanding their problems ultimately. And so, where we're at now and where we've seen a lot of big wins lately is really doubling down on our community. And I think that, you're not going to see us out there in a traditional marketing setting, uh, because what we've learned is that the referral based system is the strongest piece of our business. And so it's like it's like Fight Club. First rule is, you don't talk about it, but a lot of people who are in the community or love it. And what our goal is to compress time for them. So when people are met with this idea of self-directing their retirement, which in traditional systems is unheard of, other than like, oh, you can pick your own stocks or whatever, and that's boring, right? Can't really get where you want to go that way. But and I'm not knocking it, it's just like it limits your options. So what we've done is in doubling down on our community is we have built this platform on the back end to marry our syndicators and investors together. And we also built a private equity company out of our community because of a need to serve them more. They were asking for, hey, we want deals, we want to know where to find them. So we just created our own company, and over the past 4 years, have raised close to 100 million in cash from our members alone. So now we're like vertically integrated on a number of levels, right? So we have a self-directed retirement company that then birthed a private equity company that's doing some really fun projects. And then from there, we also have a gold and silver company to service our members that want to buy precious metals because, many people don't know this, but gold has jumped about near
Oh yeah.
40% since October. So it was like,
Yeah, and that's the first time in 15 years.
yeah,
Like
it's
it
been, yeah,
really has done nothing for 15 years. It didn't even keep up with inflation. It really, really did pop and is recent. But sorry, you were saying?
no, you're good. So what we found though is that like, okay, our members are asking for more. So, I think any business's end goal is to solve the problems of their customers. And so for us, we're like, well, they're always looking for more. They want to know where the deals are. They come in because they want to invest in a deal, but then there's still, some leftovers in their account that they're like, well, where else can I put this? Right? What other deals are out there? What else like do I not know? And so we've married we've basically created a back end now where we've opened our community up to other syndicators. And because we know how to raise money, right? Like we've done it, we've proven it. We know how to talk to the investor. We know that, especially when you're dealing with the retirement market and dealing with retirement accounts, there's a lot of brain damage that goes into it. So we've put all the time and work and effort into put processes in place to help our members get their money as quick as possible into a place where they can deploy it. But any good investor is needs to first be educated. They also need a place to like know other people that are doing the thing. They need to find where the networking options are. Like any good investor is always networking. And then lastly, like where the deals are at. And
Mhm.
so we've answered all three of those things in our community to where when somebody comes in, we now can position them as here's the tool, here is the group of people for you to start communicating with, talking through ideas, opportunities. But then on the lastly is like here are deals. So we've got this deal marketplace where people can now position their deal. And we don't ever promote, like we're not going to say, hey, invest in this, but it's like here's an option for you to do your due diligence and compress that time for you. So, when you start saying what's at stake, well, you know, opportunity and timing is everything. And if we can get people into a position where they have access to their money to deploy it as fast as possible, like in the opportunity that makes the most sense for them, then we've done our job. So that's why we've opened our community up to syndicators now and coming alongside them and partnering with them to uh, be like a piece of their capital raising stack. We don't take any part of the deal. We aren't interested in that. We don't want any of that. We just know that if we can help syndicators grow and solve a problem for them in a space that's really confusing and a lot of brain damage, not only for them, but for their investor, well, then we'll grow too. So that's what we want to do is serve the investor, but then also serve the syndicator on the back end and give them a place to be able to, network with our community and get to where they want to go to.
Wow. Yeah. So there's a lot going on, lots of changes here. It's that's pretty wild to see, and it's been really amazing watching the arc of your career over the last couple years, and of course, I remember when you were just coming with a newborn,
Yeah.
and I'm sure your boy's talking by now, right?
Oh yeah. He's 17 months. It's amazing. I love it. Being a father is the greatest title that I've been elevated into in my professional career. So
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It really is great, and it's a shame how many people just let it pass by.
is it your move or my move?
It's so your move.
Oh my gosh. I was like looking at your thing
Yeah, for
thinking,
over 2 minutes. The way that you can actually tell is you can see that the yellow mark from where I came from to where I went is in there. Okay, let's try. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing that now, wow, you really want to trade, huh? Does that mess it up even more? Eh. So yeah, I noticed that you play chess like it's a game of soccer. You know, you watch for an hour and no goals.
Yeah, well, it's not the how
You
the
know, it's cool. It's not like there's different styles for sure. You know, it's a lot of people are inclined to play really sharp.
yeah, I
You know,
mean,
just
I play
me.
like I said, I played with my pops for a really long time. So
Yeah,
that's
I
who I
can tell.
learned all my skill from. But
All right.
oh well, that was stupid. That was dumb. Um
Do I want to do that? Is that how I'm going to do it?
conversation definitely keeps me about two or three moves back of where I normally would be trying to think through.
Right, right, right.
And
If
I'm already at a disadvantage. We won't say why, but I'm at a 5% disadvantage going into this.
oh yeah, right. It's just just because white has the jump,
Because you go
that
first.
yeah translates to a 5% difference. It's totally normal for people like who actually know what they're doing to win 5% less often just with black. And so that's why tournament players like the candidates just happened in Toronto. They actually have like the top 8 contenders or something like that, and whoever wins gets to go against the champion, the world champion of the previous year for $1 million.
Yikes.
So it's a pretty cool landscape now. The fact that the world champion can actually make some money and won't be generally like borderline homeless. Okay, all right. So, but oh, do I have to do that? I want to do the fun thing.
I don't like what's happening here. It's funny how like one move can absolutely ruin you. And that's what I
Absolutely,
did. That's literally
100%,
what I did.
no question about it. Okay. So the yeah, It's a really crazy game, and a part of my inspiration was from that Hot Ones show where you eat the spicy chicken wings
Oh yeah.
and get gradually more and more uncomfortable. And but I noticed with chess, it's more of a seething hatred that develops slowly as the game goes on. Let's see. Yikes. But yeah, there's like I'm getting a little bit sloppy here, no question about it.
You and me both.
Yeah.
If you and I just played straight up without a conversation, it might look a little different,
Yeah.
but we also would need probably an hour of time to work.
Right. In that time format, that's classical chess, which is they've got like 2 hours to play, and I don't know anybody who has that kind of time for that. Even like if you're literally getting paid to play chess, as we are as part of our salaried jobs. It's
It's
the internet. It's so weird. Um, so what am I gonna do about that? I need to probably completely ignore it. Ugh, gross.
tough.
It's also funny too because when you get into a habit of editing video, one thing that comes up is just as a back in your head check, you have to look to see if the sound waveform has any silent bits because that usually means that you had a hardware failure, or you're just playing chess and you really, really don't want to lose. That's my experience. It's that's one of my parenting strategies though, is everybody knows daddy doesn't go easy on anybody. Let's see, so that's still covered. Okay. Yeah, it's an open game. I gotta get rid of that freaking bishop.
Yikes. Now it's getting real.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not generally crazy about what you call zero sum games or whatever, you know, full out winner, full out loser. And the only exception is chess for me. It's like, no, it's okay to crush your enemies in chess. But, like, don't ever get the feeling that you need to go easy on me just because it's my show, okay?
I'm I am trying to position myself. Oh gosh. Well, guess I could do this. Defense, defense.
Man. Hmm.
Um, mm.
Man.
Dude's got to get more tactical. Like,
Right. But I guess I'll take this opportunity to talk about the direction that I've gone into.
yeah,
Now, of course, one of the things I've always emphasized in my show is that because of coming from tech and all that kind of stuff, I've always been very, what do you want to call it? Sponsor dependent, deal sponsor dependent. And what that really boils down to is that like I have to be somewhat deal agnostic. You know, I've been in real estate for this long and I'm the internet guy. So before I'm really willing to give even privately, any taken like anything that I've picked up from real estate, it's definitely that move totally threw off my train of thought. Apparently, that's all it takes. Just threaten my queen, and I'll be like, oh no, oh no. But actually, I got a neat idea after this anyway. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. Man, but anyway, so my main thing is everything has its trade-offs, right? And like multifamily commercial real estate, I'd say the biggest trade-off is the lack of liquidity. Basically, they say, all right, we're gonna, fix this all up and completely change the business model in 2 years. And then that doesn't end up happening, and where do you end up? It's not a great situation. Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yikes. It is bad.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit more aggressive than I normally like to be, but I think that'll work out. Let's think I can figure this one out. Even though I've been giving out too much. Anyway, so my thing is that I've been trying to figure out what's like with these trade-offs, what's the deal? Like especially when you've got this fundamental idea that people like to use as a punching bag, which is the idea of passive income. Like all of the, what do you want to call it? Actually, I could do that. I think I have to do that way. Yeah, because yeah. Okay. So like that's what people use as the punching bag as far as like, oh yeah, there's no such thing. Like Dave Ramsey, I guess he's a good example. He's one who says that there's no such thing as passive income from real estate, which is just nonsense. Like there's a thing called a limited partner, and that's the whole idea. That's what all of that the securities regulations are about. It's that you're not allowed to sell passive interest in a business without an exemption or a license. Okay, I know what I want to do. I kind of am showing it, but see, this is the issue. Sometimes you really should just stop and think about it. Yeah, there's like nothing over there.
What do you
Let's see where it goes. Throw caution to the wind. Just giving away the house over here. Now, what can I turn out of this? Not much. I could. I think I have. No, maybe I don't. But I think now I do.
Yeah, I didn't really have much to work with, unfortunately.
Yeah, so yeah, they consider chess to be a sport now, apparently. I can see it in the sense of like an F1 driver where, it's like I know my heart just starts pounding. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, so basically what I've been looking for, like another good example is briefly, I looked into tax liens. And the nice thing about that is that legally it's passive. The government's selling it to you and they're saying you're not allowed to knock on this person's door.
Yeah.
And so it's tough to figure out. It's tough to figure out what plays actually work, which ones actually make sense. And one thing that I got into now is working for a lender, and that play I find is really straightforward. You know, it's it's definitely about as understandable as they come.
Yeah.
Oh, I just hate my rook placement. And I just had to not blunder like a bunch of times in a row. So, but yeah, lending's pretty straightforward. You know, it's just you have a percent allocated for sourcing the loans, managing delinquencies and stuff like that. Apparently, delinquency is way lower than I anticipated. I mean, statistically speaking,
Yeah.
and apparently it also includes. See, my problem is I've kind of already shown my cards. Well, actually, yeah, I guess I could do that.
No, I know what you're trying to do, and somehow I keep escaping it. I don't know how, but
Well, yeah, it's well one of the other things that I'm is crossing my mind here. Oh crap! I just blundered that, didn't I? So yeah, like that's straightforward, and you understand that there's a system in place for recourse, and it's just a matter of finding like understanding arbitrage. You know that's the whole rich dad poor dad approach. Is you know if you can borrow it, like every number's stupid now when as if you give an interest rate number, but you know if you can borrow at 5% and you can earn 8%, then that's straight up arbitrage, and that just keeps on going up as far as the more you run into somebody who needs the money. Yeah, you found it all right. So I have to do something like that. Is that how I want to do it? Probably not. Probably. Oh, I definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm toast. I'm cooked. Well done.
I don't know how that happened, but
Well, it's easy. You forked my queen and my king. Let's see here. Yeah, let's. So I think we still have enough time for the rematch. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the towel and resign. I'm not going to force that.
yeah.
Well done. Good on you. And here's the button for the rematch.
Oh,
Let's do this one faster though. So anyway, yeah. So getting into the lending side, that makes a whole lot more sense to me. There should be a little pop up for a rematch. That way we have enough content. I only have 20 minutes before I have to bail anyway. But I really appreciate you joining me today, Parker. This is really great stuff. Being able to see how much bigger what you got going on really is compared to the,
Yeah,
say
it's we're like just look at it this way. We haven't changed what we do, just changed our real honestly, it's just doubling down on our culture more
right,
because we're investors, we're capital raisers, like we're all the things that the market is, but we uniquely happen to be vertically integrated.
right.
Therefore, like
It's going to auto abort if you don't play in the next 24 seconds.
oh, I'm first. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, you're what? There you go. Okay, cool. All right. So,
Thanks for
sorry, you
letting
were
me know. I
saying.
would have. We're just doubling down on who we know, basically on our core competencies, right? Like, so for us, like when you're figuring business out, it's just you got to be constantly evolving. And so for us, I think it's where we ended up trying to be is like, what are we really good at? How can we help our investors get from point A to point Z as quick as possible, right? So understanding that when in this space, there's just friction when they get the tool and they're always asking, well, now what? Right. So we're like, all right, well, what does now what mean? Like, now what means, well, I don't know how to use the tool. Okay, well, we have all the education stuff built to, help support on the back end. Like, okay, well, now what? Like, all right, well, where do I find the deals? Right. Well, we aren't going to promote anything, right? Just because that's not I don't think anybody wants to put their name on anything because the investors got to learn that themselves. So if we can teach our investors how to, we'll say, teach them how to fish, right?
Hmm.
Well, then we're doing our job to where they don't need us anymore, right? Like the less they come to us, the better because we've taught them to be better investors. And so, um, like I said, it's the whole thing, the control and support you can find anywhere.
Hmm.
Right. But when you marry that control and support to the other elements that is a core problem to individuals when they get control of their money, it's like, okay, how do I go meet more people like me? How do I find out how to best utilize this tool? And then where can I put this money to work?
Hmm.
So we've coupled it with that now gives them the desired outcome of getting to where they want to go as quick as possible. So it's really kind of more of shifting our model towards like a B2B on some level.
Hmm.
But because we've done it really successfully ourselves, we just know that we can come along and support people and syndicators. Like we want them to also have a place to be able to help them raise money for their deals. And so if we can provide a platform for them to also be in front of investors that are looking to deploy money, well, then it's a win-win. So we're just trying to help. We're not trying to be all things to all people, but there's just uniquely we're in a position to solve multiple problems at once. And it just happens to be with, the investors and syndicators alike.
Hmm.
Dang. All right. Is that it?
No,
I'm like, where can I
you
go?
can block that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, technically I can, I guess.
Yes.
You got aggressive, like quick.
Well, I get my guard up a little bit more when I know what time it is.
I mean, seriously. I just can't believe I beat you on the first game.
I tell you, it happens. It happens. It's if you're exactly my level, then right now my stats are like with white, all win 54% of the time, and I think it's like 43% of the time with black. So I'll show you the stats because like you're familiar enough with marketing that and Cave. Oh, you're right, and you also have that Chick-fil-A experience as well.
Yep.
So who are flat out known for the customer service. So, yeah, let's see here. I don't want to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, so maybe this is going to be one of those come for the conversation, stay for the chess.
yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. Is for me, it so quickly it becomes like cat and mouse. Like emotional, like on some sort of primal level, it just pops for me.
Yeah, well, and two, it just requires another level of thinking. Like your brain cannot do two things at once. It's like trying to grocery shop and talk at the same time, right? Like
Hmm.
about impossible. Gosh darn it. Well, I was hmm.
Okay.
Now the game gets interesting because we took the most dynamic pieces out. Gosh darn it.
I always heard that you wouldn't say "gosh darn it" with a mouthful.
What do you feel like is the biggest thing that you've learned over the past year in the real estate space, just like from your seat?
Wow.
Like it could just be like something you went through
Sure.
or an
Sure.
understanding.
Um, I feel that downturns are when the real business happens. And what I mean by that is like there were a lot of people playing at being real estate people before values just from interest rates alone got like a 20% hit. So, and I also really understand the Buffett stance of being greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. I think that there's a lot of truth in that as well. I guess the other way of putting it is that it never feels like a good time to buy real estate, but that's not how real estate works. It becomes a good purchase because of 20 years in the future, however long in the future, and then what all the problems that used to be related to money kind of just drift away in a liquidity event. And then you're just sitting there going like, "Oh God, how do I make sure that I'm not losing all this to inflation?"
Yeah.
All right. And that's the thing. So you mentioned gold. I've checked the price of gold basically daily since 2009, somewhere around there. And same with every major currency. I was watching that for years. Less of that over the last few because that's not like basically that's again a match of competing depreciating assets, right? Sure, sure. Maybe you'll be able to find like a 5% spread here and there because of some weird shift or tilt or something. Oh, that was a blunder.
Oh yeah, this rematch I started just like taking like one or two steps ahead.
Yeah,
Oh well.
yeah.
Yikes. Um, let's see here. I didn't mean to do that. That fat fingered that. Gosh darn it.
Okay. See, but the problem is that bishop is such a pain to me. You real like I want to do you a solid and give you one
Just
turn to run.
no. I don't need any
Oh,
handouts.
you don't need charity. Okay.
No. It just is what it is. That's just called like bad luck. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one of the parts of competitive competition that is too frequently overlooked. You know, it's in life you gotta be able to take a beating every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, if I somehow figure out how to make this
Or
work,
convert it into a dub
there's no way that's going to
or a
happen.
T.
There's absolutely zero way that happens, but here we are.
What do I want? What do I want? I guess we'll do that.
Yep, this is going to be no bueno.
Neat. Um, huh.
You got so many things at your advantage now. Like,
Right. Uh,
I don't know why you did that, but whatever. Mm, it just doesn't make any sense. Like all my moves feel kind of pointless now. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah. Well, it won't even let me move into. It won't let me move into a checkmate to just go ahead and kill it.
Right.
uh,
So now I think.
Come on, pin me,
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. I'll go over here.
pin me.
Okay. We can't have you going that way. That's for sure. Oh, that's where I should have gone. Right. Yeah.
I love how it only tells you
There
what.
you go. Yeah. Now you got me in one. I'll pre-move. Oops! I just blundered my knight like a dumbass. Or sorry, my rook like a dumbass. Just because I have like no time. Oh, cool! I have another knight. He wants to play. It's so just doing these lazy moves. It's ugh. What am I doing? But I've been analyzing when I end up losing, when I end up winning. You know, like what's the pattern? You know, is it like when I'm having a bad day? Is it astrology? Like what? Like, and I'm just giving a ridiculous example, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's that's still not even checking. Jeez, there's a mate in here somewhere. But yeah, the answer, the conclusion I've come to is that it's when I refuse to calculate, which is basically exactly what I'm doing. It's like, nah, I don't want to really figure out what the best move is. I'm just gonna do what makes sense. Let's go for a walk.
Let's go. Gosh darn it.
By the way, that's not flatulence. That's the sound of an error on chess.com. Yeah, with the noise cancellation, it's sometimes tough to tell. Okay, so can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. That's mate, isn't it? Yeah, bingo. Wow. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and it's funny that we have this opportunity to do the exact idea of a good time for me, which is hanging out with friends, people who I see eye to eye with, ethically and otherwise. That's the good stuff right there. Being actually having that sort of freedom. That's why I make shows like this. I figured out that, I do commercial real estate so I can do stuff like this, not the other way around. But I think I think it's a refreshing bit of honesty, don't you, Parker? Here,
Yeah, it's good. Get the brain working. Talk, like I said, it's hard to play a game of strategy, right? When you're discussing maybe some deeper level things that are happening in the market. But if we somehow figure out how to do that, then that would be, I don't know, I think we'd solve some sort of theorem that's hanging out there that's yet to be solved. I
yeah.
can't grocery shop and talk at the same time, so I haven't figured that out.
Right, right, right. That's hilarious. And so we spend most of our social media time on LinkedIn. I got this, pretty distinct last name, makes me easy to find. Same as Parker. The other things you can do for me, other than just connecting on LinkedIn, I have some books available on Amazon.com on different business skill building related things. And if you're in commercial real estate, you need a little bit more visibility. Well, it's important to get documentation of your substantive relations, or else the SEC boogeyman will come and shut down your business. And if you check out dandoesdeals.com, you'll find the series of Chance Encounters where I do the utterly painless introduction call so that we can figure out if we can do business with each other or if we're just two ships passing at night. Anyway, Parker, thanks again. I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
All right. Appreciate it, Dan.
For sure. Thanks.